Imagine if Megaloot merged with an auto-battler strolling happily into dungeons just to get bullied constantly. Then you would get Underquest is an inventory management auto-battling roguelite, which sees us combine elements, gold and bombs together, forming powerful spells which are flung into the enemy's faces while they happily return the favor and beat the crap out of us in the various different dungeon runs. Underquest released on the 23rd of April this year, and it is now time to throw a coin into the slot machine, play the first 2 hours of the game and see if it is a real fun or a refund. With a tight inventory and a talkative magical chest, we launch into 3 different dungeon biomes, face off against a handful of fast attacking enemies. To counter those, we merge elements together, forming mana intensive spells to defend us against incoming hits, slow down the enemies or blast them to hell with fire spells or even bombs. While each room challenges us with fast and very tough combat, we gradually gain gold, gear and potions to beef up our character for the ongoing run and replenish their health and mana points mid-fight. By either biting the dust or clearing out the whole dungeon section, we return to the base, spend gathered coins at a handful of NPCs, gifting us stat upgrades, discounts for the helpful shopkeepers, more inventory space and even a mercenary helping us to defeat the tough boss. Goddammit! Launching into the dungeon sees us interact with the combat system, which is creative and challenging at the same time. Tristan, the main protagonist, auto-attacks with his sword, which not only damages the enemy, depending on how much attack power Tristan has, but further fills up the inventory with useful items like gold, potions and the very valuable elements. Combining 2 of those elements together sees us create a spell which can be flung at the enemy, costing mana points and having various effects depending on the elemental combination. Merging water with earth sees us put up a shield blocking all incoming hits, while fire and water cast a debuff at the enemy, dealing damage over time. While those combinations at first are quite simple, the progression through the game's story sees us fulfill quests for the few NPCs, with one even unlocking new spell combinations and the 4th element. Once we progress further, the auto attack becomes more powerful and valuable with enough upgrades in the base, and we have to become more creative and strategic with the spell usage, especially in the more crowded rooms. There, we need to focus on the most threatening enemies, like healers for example, refilling their allies' health, or even curse flingers, cluttering our inventory with blocked slots, or even heavily reducing our health points. Clearing out those curses becomes quite frustrating and difficult, since even though we have a choice of which room we want to explore next, the helpful mage clearing out curses or gifting us random enhancements is rather rare. Nonetheless, we are given the choice of picking a room, indicating what kind of rewards await us in the next location, like a shopkeeper providing us with potions or even specific gear rewards, but more on those in a minute. In these rooms, as well as during the combat encounters, we further have an interactable environment. We can click on crystals, chests and boxes filled with more potions, gold or elements, while this interaction with the location becomes more relevant in the tougher missions. There we have to really keep an eye on the whole battlefield, since some monsters spawn totems, which would stun us if we don't click on them. Other bosses spawn orbs spinning around them, and if not stopped by us hitting all orbs, a powerful spell will be launched, while yet another boss nails down our inventory and requires us to pull out 4 nails. These clever additions to the game's combat system are well implemented and not at all explained, which saw me lose more than one battle due to missing a mechanic, but that's a me problem. Not lacking a tutorial, the gear system is another great addition and quite straightforward, or so I thought. We have 4 slots we can equip with items, namely a sword, a shield, a chest piece and a helmet, which come in 4 rarities and provide us with more attack power, health and mana, and can proc with additional stat boosts or even negative effects, enhancing or reducing our crit chance, attack speed or skill power, to name some examples. Just like the spells themselves, each item's rarity can be boosted by combining 2 of the same type, while the stat blessings or curses get enhanced as well. A visit to the rarely popping up smith during a run lets us spend the gold coins to clear off negative effects or enhance the rarity of the item as a whole. While each of the 3 dungeons have quests for the NPCs in store for us, rewarding us with additional boons. The few missions, split into various difficulty levels, allow us to spend a few hours in the game to beat every single mission. On top of those, we however have a main story goal, namely to leave this life beneath the rocks by finishing all 3 end bosses to obtain keys for the main game. Since I was lacking time in the 2-hour playthrough I did, as well as actual skill, god damn it, I wasn't facing one of the end bosses yet, but once all 3 dungeon bosses are slain and the door opens, the replayability of the game stops, since the missions are not repeatable, making the game concise and meaningful with a real ending, unlike your typical roguelike. While the difficulty level was frustrating and the combat itself could use a few quality of life features, the overall gameplay routine is addictive and fun. With a cute and simple art style, a peppy soundtrack and a really tough challenge, Underquest for me results in a real fun instead of a refund. Would you agree with my verdict? Let me know in the comments. And animal fun fact number 221, fleas can jump 350 times their body length. Isn't that interesting?